So today we're going to learn about polynomials. So first we are going to look at polynomials and determine what it is. Okay, so I have a worksheet for you. Please only do this portion. It's a chart of polynomials and not polynomials. So in groups you will be discussing by looking at what is a polynomial, what is not a polynomial, and then determining what do you think are characteristics of polynomials. So for example, you see, I noticed that they need they have something like that. You can also write what they don't have, or what they don't need, or what they can't have. Okay? So you can have about 3 minutes to discuss together with your group.
We don't have a negative exponent. Polynomial.
Oh, sorry. This is a radical. It didn't go all the way through on the computer, but yeah, it's radical. Yeah.
So they wouldn't be a radical of an unknown number? Is this a divide sign?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It seems like you don't
There are no decimals that you can.
divide by the unknown number.
Don't divide by the
Like
number.
these two
Oh,
they
yeah.
divide by x, but all of these you can divide by a whole number.
Right.
I noticed the polynomials there are, they can have two x's or, so there are two x's. Like this one only.
Oh,
So
yeah.
repeat,
Yeah,
Can
a
repeat.
repeated, I know.
and it can have two variables, like the y of
Multiple
x,
variables.
yeah.
You guys are using very good terms.
You can use decimal.
In a polynomial.
Last
Yes.
one.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
last one. And fractions. Is this one right here, 7x? Right here, right here. You can't divide by the
Can't
unknown
divide.
variable.
Oh, you can't divide.
But you can multiply by a fraction here. See 7x?
Give you guys 1 more minute.
It can be a whole number.
Okay, I'm going to stop you. So if you guys can raise your hand to tell me, what did you notice about polynomials? Some of the things that you guys talked about. Yes? Yes? Anna?
One of my classmates said that polynomials don't have negative exponents.
Yes, very good observation. Okay, all right. No negative exponents. Negative exponents. Yes, Megan?
My classmate said that the unknown variable can repeat.
The unknown variable
The X.
can, okay,
Yeah.
so variables can repeat. Okay. Now, you guys are using very good terms with exponents and variables. Yes, anything else?
Someone said that you can use a decimal.
Use a decimal. Yes. Can be decimals. Anything else? Yes, Catherine?
Someone says like you can use a whole number for polynomials.
Yes, whole numbers. Can use whole numbers. Okay, good. Anything else?
You can't divide by the unknown number.
So cannot divide by a variable. Okay. Which is the same as having a negative exponent. Because if you have x, -1, it is the same as 1 for x. Anything else? Okay. You guys showed very good, you guys had very good observations. So now a polynomial is pretty much what you said. Polynomials can have can be a constant. A constant just means a number, or it can be a number of terms. So on your paper, you have terms like this. So this is a polynomial. So here, there's a variable, an x, or the y is also a variable. So these are called variables. Then we have exponents that you guys talked about. This is raised to the second power. Now we have a constant. So this is term number 1, term number 2, term number 3, 3 terms. So these are polynomials. Monomial is 1 term. Then we have binomials, which is 2 terms. And if we have 3 terms, it's trinomials. Polynomials is just an umbrella term for either monomials, binomials, or trinomials. So it doesn't really matter. So polynomials can be anything ranging from something like this with more than 1 variable, or with 1 variable, ones with exponents, or with consonants, whatever. But the thing you have to notice is, like you guys mentioned, you cannot have a negative exponent on the variable because you cannot divide by a variable. Okay? Okay. So it's also the same thing with the square root of an x. You cannot have a square root of a variable. But you can have a square root of a number because that would just be a number, so it would be a constant. It would be a constant. Okay, so next actually we are going to move on, if you can turn to the back. So with polynomials, you can do a lot. They are closed under addition, subtraction, and multiplication. So closed, what does it mean to be closed? Closed means if you have a polynomial plus another polynomial, it gives you another polynomial. If you have polynomial minus a polynomial, it gives you another polynomial. So if it's closed under multiplication, polynomial times the polynomial will give you a polynomial. So that's what it means by it's closed. So that means if you see the first question, I have a question about a triangle. I want you to find the perimeter. You can work independently for a minute to think, and then you can discuss together how did you guys solve that. So a minute has passed. You guys can talk to each other about how you have decided to approach this problem. So it says you need to write an expression. Expression just means you can write it into a form like this. It doesn't have to be equals to a number. So something, yeah. So you guys can discuss how did you go about trying to solve this problem, writing an expression.
Calvin, how did you solve it?
You add all the x's and then you add all the y's.
Yeah, so then I saw expression, so I thought, and then I looked up, okay, what does that mean, so I looked in the back. And then it says perimeter, because I wasn't sure if I should add or subtract, but then perimeter, I was like, okay, yeah. So that was like, okay, and then I added these up together, so I know when I add, what to add.
I think it's interesting that you both wrote the expression together, and I was just like, okay, let's find x equals
Yeah.
1.
That's easy.
Yeah.
It's not that
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's the best friend.
I know, I'm doing so proficient.
That's why I love it.
Okay, now we're gonna come back together again. I hear a lot of good things you guys were talking about. So you guys mentioned adding all three sides. Can you explain why do you think we need to add all three sides?
The
The
perimeter is
perimeter?
the length of the sides of the triangle.
Good. So perimeter means all the sides. So the side plus the side plus the side of the triangle. So that's why you added all of them together. And then, looking at your papers, you guys added like terms. Like terms. So x's together with x's and y's together with the y's. So that's why you guys had 3x plus 2y plus 5x. Or, like Catherine did, you can also write it all together in parentheses. This one plus 5x minus y plus 2x plus 8y. This is also valid. And then you just add it up. And so the answer equals... Can I have an answer for someone? Catherine? Yes?
Okay, it's 10x plus 11y.
Plus 11y. 8, 12, 11y. Okay. Good. Any questions with this problem? So when you add and subtract, when we talked about being closed, adding and subtracting, is this a polynomial?
I think
Yes.
so.
So adding and subtracting, it's closed, so that means it will still be a polynomial. So it's very simple. Next, we have another problem. This one's a lot harder, actually. You can read the question. Let's read it together. The playground at SMIC school, right now, the school, is going to be enlarged so that there will be an additional 30 feet of space in front and 20 feet on the side of the playground. Write an expression in terms of x and y that can be used to represent the area of the playground. Yes, the new playground. So please, first, I recommend drawing a picture so that you can see it visually and then approach it. Yeah. So you can do that for a minute and then we will discuss as a group. Yes.
Are we supposed to assume that the playground is a square or rectangle?
Yeah.
No.
So
You're
what's
not
the
supposed to
expression?
assume anything. So that's why you're supposed to do x and y.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
But that's a very good question.
Yeah.
It's a very good question. Because you don't know one side, which is y, the other side is x. So the two. But yes, it's
But you
supposed
know
to be.
how many sides.
Is your question is this supposed to be a square or a rectangle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which one?
Sorry, square and rectangle.
Oh.
One of those. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes,
Huh?
that's a good assumption.
Sorry, I didn't agree.
So we'll rectangle.
I'm so sorry. Huh?
It's a rectangle or a square?
Right?
Yeah, rectangle or square.
Oh, square.
It doesn't matter, right?
Yes, but then he was asking about like what if it's like a circle or
Oh.
Yeah, I was wondering.
yeah,
Okay, I got it.
yeah, or a triangle. I am so sorry, but yes, you are correct.
just in order, it's just a writing pad.
No.
Oh, we are not.
Okay. Now you guys can discuss with each other.
Maybe I did it wrong.
So you guys can
Well,
discuss.
Are we
Just
talking about like,
Oh,
that's
interesting.
how does about mean
Yeah,
the,
No,
like how big it will be or the what? Very bigger?
yeah.
We're looking
But-
for
but
the.
we're looking for the area.
So now
Area.
we're putting in
So
the other
this side
side.
times this side.
Yeah.
I
But,
know that.
but maybe this is completely wrong because, cause he's
I-
imagining
yeah.
something different.
Oh.
More
I'm
similar to
thinking
what
that
Carrie's
way as
imagining,
well.
yeah. So,
Except yours
So
weren't
it's
out.
like,
See, I was
there.
conflicted about that little.
Area. So that's why I put, when you expand it, you add the 30 feet in the
30
front
feet.
and the 20 feet on the side. So you
Mm.
pull out the rectangle or the square.
Mhm.
So I would include this area and then
Okay.
you just, this is your length for this side and then this is your length for that
so
side.
is your answer any different than mine?
Yes, because I can do that.
Right.
So really,
Show off.
this expansion is the same as that in terms of area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Anna's the same too, she
I will
just,
give you 10 more seconds.
yeah,
Yeah.
Anna's yours is the same.
So you can wrap it up. So you guys did a very good job drawing your picture, especially. So when you looked at the question, we said that there was a school playground, and Calvin asked a very good question: is it a square or rectangle? Yes, it is. And then we don't know x or y, and we don't know if this is a square, so we can't put x and x. We have to do x and y. And then it says that we want to expand it by 20.
20,
Additional 30 in
30
the
in the
front.
front.
Okay, so
20
just by
in the
front, 30. And then additional
20.
20 by the side.
Mm.
And then if you were extending it, it would look something like this. So then this is the big area that you want to look for. And like you guys said, area is this part, length times width. So that would be x, including this 20 plus the 20. Good job, Carrie. And then this side, multiply area is, so length times width. And so when you do this, now this is the part some of you got confused, which I know is, yeah, it's very common. So do you guys remember distributing? So if you have
Oh, yes.
something like this,
Oh, just
you would distribute. So when you distribute, you take the first, the x times by the 3, so 3x, and then you do it again, distribute, plus the x squared. So that's distributing. So here it's the same thing, you are distributing. But when you distribute with more variable, with 2 terms here, then you have to do it twice. So from here, 1 time, x